I just wanted to take a few minutes while I have time to kind of talk to you guys about what's been going on over the last month with us. At the beginning of October, well, in September, I had kind of went over with my doctor about what I need to do whenever we were ready to have another baby. Jensen's a little over 1, so I wanted to kind of get things started. It took us such a long time to get pregnant with him. I wanted to kind of get on the jump. I wanted to get things started a little early, I guess. She talked to me that I could I could take metformin for a little while, a couple months, kind of see how that worked, see if I can get my body on track. I have PCOS, so I wanted to get things kind of in order with my hormones and everything, and kind of get my body ready for a pregnancy. Well, October, at the beginning of October, I found out I was pregnant. So I had took metformin for an entire month in September, and my period had not started yet, and I was kind of like shocked with that. So I was like, well, I know they're going to ask me if I called the doctor, have I taken a pregnancy test yet, and I hadn't. So I stopped and got a cheap one, and I was like, well, I'll just take it. I know it's going to be negative, but I want to take one so that when the doctor asks me, have you taken one, I don't have to call back 600 times. So I got home, I took it, it immediately showed up positive, the strongest positive I've ever gotten. Even with Jensen, when I got pregnant with him, it was a very weak positive, but it was very, very strong. So the next day, you know, I told work, because I have to, I do x-rays and stuff all the time at work, and work with anesthesia, so I kind of have to let them know so I can do what I need to do with that. Well, I called the doctor's office. They didn't think they needed to see me early or anything. I had some trouble with Jensen, so I called to make sure that with this pregnancy I didn't need to come in a little bit sooner. They told me that they didn't think I needed to come in sooner. Everything should be fine as long as I didn't have any bleeding or extreme cramping, that I shouldn't need to come in early. So they set me a 9-week appointment up, and at that time I was 5 weeks. So, you know, the 4 weeks went by super slow, of course. And then I'll go in for my appointment. I waited 2.5 hours to be seen, because the doctor had to go away for an emergency C-section, and it was just taking forever. It's okay, baby. It's okay. Say hi. Hi. Yeah, hi. Sorry. But it took forever. So they get me back there, and, you know, they do the ultrasound, and immediately I knew something was wrong. Something wasn't right. He wasn't saying anything. Everything looked small. Should I say the placenta, the sac, everything just looked smaller than it should have at that point. And I was supposed to be 9 weeks then. So I was like, I didn't say anything. I wanted to make sure I wasn't just being paranoid, so I just let him finish. He finished pretty quick, took a couple pictures, and then his nurses left. At that point, I was like, something's wrong. He's not seeing anything, something's wrong. So at that point, he told, you know, after the nurses left, he set up and turned the lights on. and he told me that what it looked like was a blighted ovum. And what happens there is everything begins to develop like it should, and then for some reason the baby doesn't develop. So I had no cramping, no bleeding. I was having symptoms. Everything that should be happening was happening except for the baby. Jensen, it's okay, baby. Look. It's okay. Say hi. Yeah. Hi. Yeah. So, I got blood work done. I came back 2 days later, had some more blood work done. I still hadn't had any spotting. And at the ultrasound, he told me that it looked like there was a little bit of blood pooling, so he thought I could miscarry naturally on my own. I was horrified. 2 days later, I went back, and my levels were dropping. So it confirmed that I had a blighted ovum, or something was going on. He wanted me to come back for another ultrasound to make sure that there wasn't just a super early pregnancy, but with the numbers dropping, he said it was most likely a blighted ovum. I mean, like I said, I was horrified. I had hoped and prayed that I'd never ever would have to experience something like that. I never wanted to experience the loss of pregnancy, the loss of a child, nothing like that. I didn't want to experience that. And I'd always had so much sympathy for those people that had been through things like that. Like I said, I'd hoped I'd never had to experience it. And I was alone. Also, what I found out, so that made it a little bit harder. I had nobody to lean on when it happened. My husband had a meeting that he had to go to. He wasn't allowed to miss. My mom had a doctor's appointment. I mean, nobody could go with me. I didn't have anybody to go. I immediately called my husband when I got out. He was like, I'll be straight home. They'll just have to deal with it. I'll be home. And we just sat home, and I cried, and he just held me. It was hard. It was the hardest thing I've ever had to go through so far. If it wasn't for this little man, say hi. Yeah. If it wasn't for that little man and my husband and my family, my mom, and my dad, I don't know what I would have done. I ended up not miscarrying on my own. I had to go in and have a DNC done. My hormones had dropped and everything, but my body was not miscarrying the baby, or the placenta and everything, all the remnants of what should have been there. Nothing was happening, so I had to go in and have a DNC done, so risk of infection and everything. So I had that done on the Tuesday after I found out. So yeah, it was almost a week later, which also made it hard because I missed more work, which my work was amazing, and they let me I took 2 weeks off to be just to be to myself, just kind of get back to normal, which I'm just now starting to feel kind of myself, which, you know, that's part of it. You go through something like that, and it takes a while to feel normal, I guess, again. And I will forever think about that pregnancy and what could have happened there. Yeah, sorry it's so shaky. I'm in the car on my way to my mom's, but I just wanted to kind of get that out there of kind of what's happened. We do plan to try again. I'm actually back on metformin. I wanted to kind of give my body 1 or 2 cycles to go through, and then possibly start with Clomid, because that's what we did and that's what we used with Jensen when I got pregnant. And I just would rather have a better chance of having a healthier egg and everything released, just to make me feel better, I guess, that less likely of something to go wrong, I guess. But hopefully within the next little bit I'll be able to make some TCC videos maybe, and then hopefully some pregnancy updates, if we're lucky. So we'll see how that goes. But I just kind of wanted to get that out there, and that's it. If you have any questions or anything, just comment below, or you can message me privately if you'd like. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Say bye, Jensen. Say bye. Say bye-bye. Yeah, bye.